My name's Guneet, and I've been a Prime patient for the past 4 months. So a little bit of background about me. I am 21 years old. I'm a student at The Ohio State University. And sort of how I found out about this entire place was I've been an avid weightlifter and an avid athlete for most of my life. But about a year and a half ago, I hurt my shoulder and my hip in one really awful gym session. So I shopped around for a physical therapist who gave me a bunch of TheraBand exercises, and I did exactly what they said, and even after weeks of trying it, it didn't work. So I looked around online for an explanation as to why my shoulder wasn't getting better and why my hip wasn't getting better, and eventually I found a trainer and somewhat of a physical therapist who knew a little bit about PRI and had a background in PRI. So I talked to him over the internet through emails, phone calls, Skype calls and whatnot for a couple months, but things weren't working. So then I came here to the Nebraska clinic. About a year and a half ago, I started noticing some weird symptoms. Despite being in the gym 6 days a week, I always felt sort of weak and tired and beat up, and even with days off and stuff like that, I always felt like my back was always hurting, my neck hurt, my shoulder hurt, and then eventually it all culminated in me hurting my shoulder and hurting my hip, both on the same day. And so I sort of looked around. I went the traditional route of went to a physical therapist, told him my hip was bothering me, told him my shoulder was bothering me, and I got normal TheraBand exercises. I did those for a couple weeks. That didn't work. Physical therapists didn't really know what to do. They said, go see a doctor. Maybe you need surgery or something like that. Obviously, that was not something that I wanted to hear. So I looked around more. I looked around online, and eventually I found a strength coach from iFast, Indianapolis Fitness and Strength Training. It's a gym over in Indianapolis where they sort of understand the PRI principles. So I worked with the trainer online for a couple of months, and after not making progress there, he referred me to the Prime program here at the Nebraska clinic. And so, I did all the paperwork and stuff, found out I was a good candidate for the Prime program. Booked my ticket to Lincoln, scheduled the time, and I came into the Nebraska clinic really not knowing what to expect. And even for me, I had heard about a lot of the PRI stuff beforehand. And I understood sort of what was going on, but it was still such a foreign language to me. Thinking about putting on glasses and fixing my teeth in order to make my shoulder better. That was not something that I ever thought about before. So it wasn't really something that I didn't know what to expect. So, but when we walked in, the lady who scheduled everything was so nice, and when she greeted me, everyone was so nice and so friendly. I immediately felt at ease when I walked into the clinic. And then walked into my meeting with Ron and Heidi, the people behind the vision aspect of things, and I immediately just felt all my doubts melt away. I mean, you walk in and they tell you, they articulate these things that you've been feeling that you really didn't know how to describe to people. How do you tell to people that I feel all floaty and I just don't feel good, or I feel dizzy, and there's no really reason behind it. And they come in and they understand you, they understand what you're going through. They just open up this dialogue where you feel so comfortable going back and forth with them, and they're really honest with you, and so it's really easy to be honest with them. But that first appointment, my life changed. They put you in funky glasses, and they ask you how you feel, and you walk around, do all this stuff, and it was just a really great experience where you're really able to sort of see and put any doubts to rest, about, is this stuff going to work? Because as soon as you put on those glasses and you find your new prescription or whatnot, you're like, yep, this is it. This is what I've been looking for. And for the Prime program specifically, it's so, you integrate with everyone else. I remember going to the dentist's office, and they knew what Prime was, and they spoke the same language, and everyone was on the same page, and it was so great to just, after, like, for me, weeks of trying to explain to friends and family sort of what's going to happen, to finally be in a place where everyone knows and everyone's on the same page and speaking the same language, and they know, like, what's going on. And for me, like, just to walk into the dentist's office and, like, she knows what, like, it meant to be neutral, and what, like, Ron and Heidi were talking about, and sort of they could look at my teeth and pinpoint sort of what was going on, was just another, like, big weight off my shoulders. And everyone is so nice. Like, I think that's the biggest like thing that you take away from like the Prime program. It's just like seeing how nice everyone is to you and how understanding everyone is to you. It's just, it really puts your heart at ease. And so I worked with my trainer, my physical therapist, and we worked on exercises that, like, didn't seem like they should be that hard. I mean, all he did was ask me to, like, stand on my left foot, but I couldn't do it for a couple months. And so, in working with them, like, you're able to, like, really put everything together, and you really start to see tangible results, especially when you stick with the program, and you have to, sort of trust that you're gonna have bad days, and sometimes it's gonna be like, what am I doing? What am I putting in my mouth and on my eyes, and, like, what are these weird exercises I'm doing? Sometimes you just gotta, like, swallow that down and do what they say, and you really have to trust in these people, because they really are looking out for you, and they want the best for you. And so after a couple months of sticking to my exercises, maintaining regular correspondence to the physical therapist here, which is really awesome too, because you can just email them and they will get back to you within, like, a day or two with, like, sort of if you're having any problems, or even if you just want to tell them, like, about your progress and whatnot. They're so responsive, and they'll help you figure out things, and sort of keep you on the right path. And so after a few months of that, I came back from my follow-up, which was really, really important for me to just sort of, hey, am I doing this right? Am I still on the right path? Are there any adjustments that need to be made? And I came to my follow-up, and I was blown away with how well I was doing. I was able to, like, most of my symptoms had gone away. I could stand on my left foot, and I was just blown away with sort of how well the program worked. And I give all the credit in the world to Ron and Heidi and everyone here at the clinic. And just all I did was trust in the process and trust in what they said. And so I reaped worlds of, like, a benefit from it. Well, number one, be prepared. You're gonna have a lot thrown at you. A lot of it's gonna come straight out of left field. A lot of it will just be like, what is he talking about? I have no idea what he's talking about. So be prepared for that. But my main advice that I would have for someone is, number one, like, trust in what they're saying. You'll see it for yourself. The results will be tangible almost immediately. You'll feel better. But another thing is, ask questions. Like Ron, Heidi, everyone here, they're so open and so receptive, and they totally get that you might not understand what's going on. So, if there's something that confuses you and there's something that you don't understand, which there probably will be, you should ask questions. They'll, like, be more than happy to answer them and sort of help you and explain to you sort of what's going on, why do you feel this way, why is what they're doing helping. So yeah, just keep an open mind and ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. My biggest advice would be to trust in what you were told to do here at the clinic. Like, you were given your program for a reason. They took a lot of time to develop it. You should, like, really follow through and do your exercises, as much as you can, whatever the program prescribes for you to do. There's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days. There's going to be days where it feels like it's not working, and it might be even a week or so. It depends really on what you have going on, but if you stick with the program, you will see results. And another thing is, like, you can email, like, the people here at the clinic. They're more than happy to sort of talk to you about what's going on, what are you feeling, sort of are you having any issues, and do you eat? Like, you know, they are so willing to help you with everything. If you could just like take that step to email them, you'll get like plenty of help in response. So
Cool.
my biggest two pieces of advice would be to stick with the program and email and communicate if you're having any issues.